It's now time to drift towards business insurance and taxes. This will be presented here by Manjeet Singh, CPA PC. CPA Singh's headquarters is located in Falls Church, Virginia. He also has various other offices to serve our community. Tax season will soon reach out its deadline, and I say do not panic, as our friendly CPAs are always there to give us their advice and their helping hands. Anyway, let's see what our CPA, Mr. Manjeet Singh's advice is for you and I this morning.
Hi folks, it's April 6th and we are getting ready for the taxes. Home stretch. And you are not ready. You had so much time, you are not ready. Okay, so we are running out of time, and where do I start? As the tax season comes to close, there are steps that you can take now to speed up the filing process. The faster your return is filed, the faster you get your refund. Even if you end up owing money to the IRS, knowing the amount sooner than later gives you more time to come up with the funds needed or come up with a strategy as to how you're going to pay your bill, such as installment agreement, borrow from friends or mommy and papa or brothers and sisters, okay? So where do I start? First thing you need to start is start looking for the papers. Hopefully you know where they are. For something that I'd like to advise you, take your prior year return and go through what you had. If you used TurboTax last year, should I have used that word? I don't know. Okay. If you used any commercial software last year, there may be a facility in there for you to print an organizer. Get the organizer with your last year's data information in there. That will tell you where the numbers are and how the numbers compare. If you use a professional, it's easy. Tell him, I need an organizer. So the papers that we're going to start looking for are the W-2s, the papers that report your income, that we accountants call informational documents, and then the expense documents, for example, the mortgage interest and documents and all that. One thing that we have always wanted for the last 3 years to 4 years is the Form 1095 that you are covered for health insurance. Once again, proof of health insurance coverage forms are delayed again because of the government shutdowns and that nonsense. The deadline for companies to distribute 1095s to employer has been pushed back to March 4th. So I don't know how many of the employers will be able to get it out, how many of the insurance companies will be able to get out. The IRS is okay with filing your return prior to receiving the proof of insurance form, and as long as you can provide other forms of proof. Remember, there is no penalties if you do not have adequate insurance coverage. But we still do need to know if you had gone to the exchange and gotten a discount, because that affects your income tax return. Whether you took more money back and you have to report it less income, and now the income has come out to be higher. So the other thing is you need to be a little more vigilant about something else, and that is if you had a change in name because of marriage or not. If you had to change the name and your social security number do not match up, there will be an issue in filing your return. But it's not something that is unsurmountable. It can be taken care of. We still have time. One of the best way would be to go to the Social Security Administration and get the change so that it's in the information. So let's go over the list of what we need. Informational return tax documents like W-2, 1099, 1098, 1095A that I mentioned, that discloses the wages, interest income, dividends, capital gains, capital losses, and other things. Other forms that disclose possible income is the jury duty, even though that's a small $30 amount. Unemployment money that you may have received from the state, because sometimes there is a tax withholding of 10% there, And if you don't report it, 2 years later, you're going to get a letter from the IRS saying, hey, you didn't report it, and the state reported the unemployment. For those people who have investments in S corporations or partnerships, you do need to get your Form K-1s. Please do look into your Form K-1 if the qualified business income deduction has been reported in the other information box at the bottom with a certain code. So those people who are getting Social Securities, you need to bring the Social Security document to us so that we know how much to pick up and if there is Social Security tax withholding there as well, because some of our clients are requesting for an increase in their federal withholdings. Mortgage interest document is kind of important because sometimes if there's a rental property and the mortgage interest is there, we do need to get the information about the insurance that you paid, PMI, the other escrow things that go there. And it also tells us about the real estate taxes. If you are self-employed, and I would like you to suggest that you generate your mileage log based on the verifiable documentation. Records of any purchases of assets and other things for your rental property or for your self-employment. Bank investments, 1099B for mutual funds and your stocks gains and sales. So and of course, the record of any estimated taxes that you made, buy and sell of any homes. And folks, I am out of time for today. Please do get all these documents together and send it over for getting your taxes done on time. This is Manjit. Till next week.